Okay, so the meeting is being recorded right now. This is our platform. Has Bruce, everybody from your team has worked on Magic Data, or some of them have?
Most of people here have. I told you we did a work last week on Magic Data last week and 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So no. So do I need to explain the basics of the platform,
Yes,
or it's
still explain it, please. Still explain it.
all right? Okay. So basically, we have the annotation tasks. You'll be working on the annotation tasks. Once you click on the annotation task, you will see the Go Annotate button. You have to be careful about one part, guys, and that is sometimes you have to be claim tasks in multiple parts. Like right now, you can only see it over here. Ruth, can you put your mic on mute? It's a little bit noisy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so over here, you can see there are 40 tasks to be claimed, but over here you have 0. Sometimes there are few tasks over here as well. So you will see the Go Annotate button over here also. But if you have already taken a task, you will be able to see it in ongoing task. The 0 will become 1. So to open an ongoing task, always click on that 1, and you will be able to go directly to the task which you're doing. If you're going to click on Go Annotate again, it's going to park another task into your account. So this is very important. Sometimes some people, they have like one task in each one of them, and they cannot see the Go Annotate button anymore because to be claimed is 0, and they will say that, oh, we don't have any task, but they might have 4 tasks stuck in their account. And that is when basically the project managers from Magic Data, they decide to take out the tasks as well, because they're stuck over there and it affects the progress of the project. So I'll click on Go Annotate. It's going to open a task for me. Okay. Now, guys, there's some, when we're looking at this platform, we can see a lot of buttons, a lot of things over there. It might look a little bit complicated, but most of these buttons we don't even use. I'll just tell you the ones which we are using. In the top part, you use the save button and the submit button. Save button is every 10, 15 segments. These segments over here, these are the numbers of the segments. Whenever you finish 10 to 15 of them, you click on save, so that for any reason, because of your internet, because of the platform, because you were just having a bad day, you get logged out, you still don't lose more than 5 or 10 segments progress. And when you save, it basically refreshes your connection to the server as well. So, and then we have nothing, and like you don't use anything else in that part. Okay. Then in the lower row, we have the playback speed. Sometimes you need to like slow down the voice of the person to hear them more clearly, or to confirm some filler words or some spellings and so on. Other buttons, again, you don't need to use them. Then you have the attributes of the speaker. So you can see from the audio over here that it's a female. All right. So once you choose female, all of them will be by default will become female. This is a conversation recordings transcription, but it's one channel. So you only hear one person. You don't hear the other person in the audio. Very rarely you might hear the other person. Okay. Then you have the audio wave over here. You can navigate the audio wave right and left. Okay. The best way to navigate the audio wave is using your mouse wheel. It's more accurate and more, you will have more control than the scroll bar over here, which sometimes moves it too quickly. This is just to, if you want to see what's at the end or something, or you want to navigate quickly, you can use this. Then you have these on the audio wave. You also have the segments. So each segment is numbered, like number 1, and if you click on this one, is number 2. So then you have the list of these segments over here as well. So normally you navigate between the segments using these buttons, but at the same time you also look around that maybe on, something is missing somewhere to, make sure everything is correct. But you can navigate in the segments using this. Okay. So then after these segments, then you have some labels over here. I'm not going to explain all the labels right now. We will do it once we start the the training, which will happen right now. So I'm now going to explain to you guys how do you actually work. You need to please remember, and Eamon, please note it down in according to these parts. Our guidelines are divided into 3 different parts. The first part is basically what we call the cardinal sins of this transcription project, or it would be a cardinal sin in any transcription project. If you commit that, you're basically showing that you're, very careless, you're not serious about the work, or you just don't have the capability to work on the project. What are those? Those are capitalization, like the first word should always be capitalized. Spelling mistakes. Okay, if you spell magic like this, I mean, it looks like magic, but it's not magic, right? So this is a spelling mistake. This is the second one, and the third one is punctuations. We need to use proper punctuations in this project. So these are the main cardinal sins. Number 4, there's actually another one, and that is when your audio wave is cut. Like, for example, this is where the audio is starting, right? But the segment is like this. So you can still hear Magic Data Sound recording. It's nothing wrong. But whenever your audio wave is cut like that, that's not something which is allowed in the project. You need to give it some space, if there is space. Sometimes you don't have space. Everything is very squeezed in. That is different. But if you have space, and in the project, there should be a space of 0.2 seconds on both sides. But again, that is not, we can be a little bit lenient on that, but it should never be cut like this. Whenever you see it's being cut or right at the corner, you need to extend it. But if it's already like this, it's fine. You don't need to touch it, because touching it, you're going to waste a lot of time. Okay. Another, so this is the first cardinal sins. Then you have the second guidelines, the second levels of guidelines, where you have some things which should not happen, and you need to make sure that they don't happen. Sometimes you can miss them out, but it's okay. But we need to make sure that we minimize that. That's why the clients never ask for 100% accuracy, right? In this project, we need 95% accuracy. So what does that mean? It means you can make 4 to 4.5% mistakes. It's fine. It's human, but not more than that. And then you have the third kind of guidelines, which are there, but we don't, or we choose to ignore them right now. And what is the reason for ignoring them? Is because if we follow too many guidelines, life becomes difficult, right? So unless and until the client asks us that, okay, you have to do it, or it should always be like this, we don't follow them to that extent. For example, the client asked us there should be 0.2 seconds of buffer space on both sides of the segment. Now, if you see different segments, you can see that there's not always, this audio is also not very good quality. It's like it's like a low volume. I'm actually going to sign into another ID because I don't like this this task. Because normally you don't have sound waves which look like that. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but for training purposes, I think it's not suitable. So that is the third kind of rules. So I will always categorize the rules into three categories: category 1, category 2, category 3. Category 1 is like you have committed a big mistake. Category 2, you should be more careful, make sure it doesn't happen. Category 3, it's fine. You fix it, it's fine. You don't fix it, it's also okay. Uh, Nobody will say anything to you right now until and unless the client asks us to not let it happen. Okay, guys, sometimes when you log in to your account again, it starts to open the task directly. In that case, just press the refresh button or open the link again and it will fix by itself. So please remember again, category 1, 2, and 3. Eamon, please note it down as 3 categories. That's how we will organize our guidelines. See, 2 times it tried to open the task directly. Okay, so I'll go to go annotate. But before going to go annotate, I need to look, is there any ongoing task anywhere? First, please finish the ongoing tasks and then click on this go annotate. If it's 1, you will click here and it will open, again, give you the option to go annotate. Just use that one every time. Yeah. Now that's normal. So see over here, there's a very small space, but there is a space, so I'm not going to touch it. It's basically category 3 guideline that your buffer space has to be 0.2 seconds. All right. So now this is our first segment. It's correct. I'll choose the attribute. It's a male. Okay. And it was already correct. Yeah, there is one small error. Magic data should always be written like this. That's how magic data want their name to be, written in the transcription. So just make sure there's no space and D is not capitalized. There's 2 more mistakes. It should not be capitalized. Okay. Now, capitalization is your category 1 guideline. So you have to ensure that it's correct. Okay. Now, before going to the transcription, you can see over here, this is it's cut over here. So this is not okay. You need to extend it. So it's a topic name, so it's capitalized. That's fine. The first word is capitalized. There's the punctuation is already there. Nothing needs to be changed in this segment. Now we move to the next one. Okay. Now we have another category 1 level rule, and that is stammering. If there's stammering, you have to mention it until the point he said that word and then stammered. You will have an hyphen, and then you will write the complete word as it's been said. I will play it again. So there was this one small stammering mistake here. Everything else is fine. Capitalization is there. Full stop is there. There's no need for any other comma or something. So we'll just move to the next one. Okay, now you can see over here. So he's making this clicking sound over here. So we can just take out the, we can make the segment like a little bit away from it. Again, this is not necessary, but it's correct. But again, the segment, you can see there's not enough space on this side. And you can see over here as well, there's not much space. Okay, so you see he repeated the words twice. So we're going to transcribe exactly as what is being said in the audio. This is also a category 1 level rule, that whatever is being said in the audio should be transcribed as it is. If he stammers, you add those parts where he stammered. If he repeats the words, you have to write down where he repeated. If he makes any modal sounds, then you need to use those modal sounds as well. These are the standard modal sounds. Category 1 level rule. Again, I'm going to send it in the chat. Please keep it in mind and even add it to your the guidelines. This is correct. Next, good. This is also correct. Guys, while I'm doing it, if you find some error or if you find anything which is, you cannot understand why I'm saying it or why there's a rule about it, you can ask.
Can other hear the sound
Sorry,
of the
which sound?
audio? The sound of the audio. I'm not able to.
What about other guys? You cannot hear the audio sound?
That's what I'm saying. Your audio is not there. Your own sound is coming, but
Please
the
take the 10
audio of the
seconds
app
to
is not there.
Okay, I have no idea about Google Meet. How do you turn on the audio? That's why I never use Google Meet. How do you settings? Maybe.
It's not always you hear the voice of those that are talking on Google Meet. It's okay. We just want to say how you are transcribing on your rules and all that.
No, audio is very, very important. No, you cannot hear the audio of the transcription.
No.
Wait 1 second, guys. You should have told me before.
Yeah,
1 second.
it
Let me
was
try
not
again.
there from the beginning.
It's not showing it because I shared the entire screen. It has happened before once. It's like a very stupid rule on Google Meet that if you share your entire screen, it doesn't share the audio. You have to share the tab. 1 second. I cannot even see this tab over here on the list.
Buttons are kind of jumbled actually.
Sorry?
The tabs kind of jumbled.
What's kind of jumbled?
From dash, then you can change it.
No, it's not showing. I have to open this account in the same. 1 second. Let me. I've done 10 segments, so let me save it. Google Meet doesn't have an app. Does it have an app, or it's only web-based?
It does. App is there.
It has an app.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna just give me a second. I'm done. Yeah, let me. Okay, now you should be able to hear. Yeah, because Google Meet normally is an app based. So, okay, but anyway, this way you'll be able to see how to find. So see, I already had a task ongoing. I closed it in the middle. Now I want to open it again. So never click on this Go Annotate. You have to click on Ongoing Task. You can see there's a 1 over here. Click on this, and then from here, go Annotate. Please make sure. I don't want to see people with like 3, 4, 5 tasks in their account during training. After training, after you start working, then you have the choice. Like sometimes you want to park 3 tasks. You know that, in the next few hours, people will take away the task. You want to work.
Magic data sound recording.
So in
Magic
that
data
case, you
sound
can
recording.
do it. Okay. So let's go back to the 10th.
Without rule, the world would be without rule. The world without rule.
Okay. So without rule, you can see over here, there's a capitalization not done.
Without rule, the world would be 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 without rule, the
Now, without rule, the world would be. Now, this is not a complete sentence, right? This is category 2 guideline. Whenever you see a sentence which is not complete logically, and when I say not complete, it means within the segment, it's not complete. Just whatever you see in the segment. Because sometimes even a single word might be a complete logical sentence, like yes, okay, done, got it, right? These 1 or 2 worded sentences can be complete logical sentences in English. But without the rule, the world would be is not a logically complete sentence, because would be what? There has to be something after that, right? Now, normally, if it's not inside the segment, it should be after the segment, right? So we need to merge it. We need to connect it. But there's a rule which you need to see, that the distance between where there was the last word in this segment, which is over here at 48.6, and the next word which you want to merge it with right now is at 50.2, it should be less than 0.8 seconds. Now, 0.8 seconds over here is 48, over here is 50, so we can clearly see it's more than 1 second long. It's almost 1.5 seconds long. So we cannot connect these, even if they complete the logical meaning of this segment. So
voiced.
without rule, the world would be voiced. I don't know. This doesn't really make sense. And also, it's more than 0.8 seconds away. Sometimes the segment needs to be connected with the segment behind it to make it a complete. Maybe this one is a complete sentence, but if this one is not, then you need to see which direction it would combine in. Normally, it will always be on the right side, actually. But right now, we don't have anything to combine it with. So we're not going to leave it like this. Every segment has to end on a full stop. Even if it's an incomplete sentence, normally incomplete sentence should not be. Yeah. Another example of it would be this word, voiced. Voiced is not a logical word by itself, right? And this segment was too close. But you will capitalize it, you will put a full stop, and this is a complete segment now. Any questions until now, guys?
I have a question.
Sure.
Before the wardens begin, how many I see that there's a spacing before and after. Is there
Yeah.
a calculation for the spacing, or you just put a particular spacing, just small, maybe like 0.5 or something? Is it being measured?
It does
Gentle.
not. You need to make it on an idea. For example, if it was here, the requirement is 0.1 to 0.2 seconds of space. So this is 0.1. This is 0.2. How to know? You can see on the top you have these digits. Every one of this digit is 0.1 second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are 10 digits. So from 50 to 51 seconds, there are 10 microseconds. So if I want to calculate, I can just see that, okay, from here until here is 0.1, until here is 0.2. But you don't need to be that exact. You just need to give a reasonable number of space. But if there's already reasonable number of space like this, you don't need to make it longer or shorter. Sometimes the system has a habit to give very big space, but don't make it short. If there's automatically big space like this, which is more than 0.2, just leave it like this. This is basically a category 3 guideline that if the space is more than 0.2 or less than 0.2, you don't need to touch it because it's going to waste your time. But if it's cutting the word, never leave it like that. Always make it longer. Even if it's right on top of the word, you should make it longer. That is basically what you should do. That would be a category 2 level guideline on it. Let's go to number 12. Okay, this is correct. Okay, now finally we got the chance to use the tags, and we are going to use our one of our unintelligible tag. You see, you have these tags over here. I'm going to quickly explain what these tags mean, all of them, and then I'm going to use the first one on this audio. ENS, and you can only choose the tag once you click 0 over here. This 1 and 0 is like valid and invalid. Right now, this is valid, that it's human voice, but we cannot understand it, so we will make it 0, and then we will choose the tag. Now, let's see which tag will fit over here. ENS, other type of visible ambient noise such as knocking, animal calls, etc. ENS, in simple words, is basically voice or sounds coming from outside the recording, person. Basically, in simple words, you can say it's not coming from the mouth of the person who is recording it. It can be some, door sound, dog, cat, traffic, other, somebody slams the door. All of that is basically ENS. Then you have, and this is the most common kind of tag and noise in our recordings as well. Then you have system. System is basically any sound created by the computer or an electronic device, like beeps, tones, notifications. These are system sounds. A lot of times when these small sounds, which are in the middle of the audio, they sound like system sounds, but they're actually just noise created by some movement, and because it's so small, it sounds like system. So you need to make that judgment. Music, there will never be music in these audios. I haven't heard yet, so we'll just ignore that one. Sonant, coughing, throat clearing, sneezing. Any sound created by the speaker, which is not words, coughing, sneezing, and clearing throat. All of these are sonant. Laughter. Laughter is basically somebody's laughing. Now remember, ENS, sonant, and laughter are only used when the length of that noise is at least 0.5 seconds long, unless you already have the segment made. Okay, so for example, this segment over here is 0.33 seconds long. It's not 0.5 seconds long, right? But if it was a door closing noise inside and the segment was already made, I will mark it. But if, for example, the segment was not here, let me give you an example.
and
Like, for
people would be
example,
living
there's no segment here, and you listen to it, it's a door noise. You don't need to make a segment on it. But if it's automatically came with a segment, you need to mark it. This very important guideline, guys. But if you listen to it,
yes and yes and yes yes
if you listen to it, and if it's human voice, you need to make a segment on it.
yes 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 and people would be living in yes
So after listening it to so many times, I feel like he's saying, yes. But again, normally you will not listen to a segment more than 5 or 6 times. You just make your judgment by that time. Okay. So my judgment is that this is unintelligible, our last tag over here. Okay, which means inaudible or incomprehensible speech, including large passages of dialect or foreign language. So in case of foreign language or some words which you cannot understand, you're going to use this. It becomes very important sometimes in the middle of a sentence, you have a word you cannot understand, so you have to put this tag in the middle, and whatever is on the right and left, you have to separate it out into two, so different segments on the sides. Then we have PII. PII is sensitive information like phone number, email, credit card, full address, or full names. Please remember, full names of celebrities or famous people does not count.
and people would be living in constant fear and confusion and people would be living in constant fear and confusion and people would be living in
So
constant fear and
capitalization
confusion and people would be
and
living in
everything else is
constant fear
correct.
and confusion without any rules and regulations without any rules and regulations
Again, need
without
to
any
capitalize.
rules and regulations without yes 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 I have studied on social science, I think. Yes yes I have studied on social science, I think. Yes yes I have
Also
studied on
completely
social science. So
correct.
laws are the body. So laws are the body. I think laws are a body of official rules. So laws are the body. I think laws are a body of official rules. I think and regulations and regulations and regulations and regulations and regulations and regulations.
Okay, now you can see over here, we now have the perfect example for our merging rule. And regulations is not a complete logical sentence, right? And if we see the sentence right behind it says, I think laws are a body of official rules. Now, this is a complete sentence. We don't need to merge it with the next sentence. This
Are a
one,
body of official rules.
this is complete sentence, right? But the next segment is not complete by itself. But if these are combined, they become a logical sentence. So this and regulation sample segment will be saved. So if I want to merge, what do I do? If I am on this segment 19 and I want to connect it to 20, I will press the down arrow over here. And if I'm on number 20 and I want to connect it with 19, I will click on the up arrow.
I think laws are a body of official rules and regulations.
See, now it's connected. I will correct the formatting. I can see over here, it's cutting the audio a little bit. I'll make it a bit longer.
I think laws are a body of official rules.
Okay, so, and you can see he stammered at official. So he said offi and then official. Let's listen to it again.
I think laws are a body of official rules and regulations.
Okay.
In a diversity in law like diversity. 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 In a diversity.
Okay. So we did another 10 segments. We should save it. Okay. So most of the important guidelines we've already explained. Now, what I would like from you guys is, Ruth, can you confirm every one of your participant is logged in from their PC, or if somebody's from the phone, can you ask them to also join from their PC? What we're going to do right now is that I'm going to give IDs to your team. They're going to log into their task, open their task, and then we are going to do like a quick 5 to 10 segments on their computer while they're sharing their screen.
Okay. Guys, how far? How many of you are there with a laptop now? I believe this guy can hear me. Okay, Chuku, how far? Khadijat, Ruby. You there with your laptop? Are they Joby? Are you with your laptop?
I'm with my
No,
laptop.
not
Okay,
yet.
if you there with your laptop, log in. Anybody with a laptop, just log in so that he go see and I go share screen. Me, I go soon go meet in next 15 minutes. My battery self they low. You understand? Who is with their laptop? Please log in. Let him. So you share your screen.
Okay, let me give us ID now. The ID.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
you can
sending the
share the
IDs.
ID.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sending. So I have how many people? Can you tell me the name of the person? I will write down their names and then assign the ID. I need their
Okay,
names.
Chuku. Okay. Now okay, Rose Abi. Shebi now okay, Rose.
Okay, Rose.
Write okay, Rose, please.
Can you write down the names in the chat so I can just quickly copy? Otherwise,
Yeah,
spellings would be a problem for
you
me.
should be
Okay, right
providing in
time.
written.
Yes,
Okay, right time. No scatter head.
in
Ruby,
the
are you
chat.
there?
Yes, please. I'm here.
Are you with your laptop?
No,
Who there with laptop
going
now?
home.
Okay, are you with your laptop?
Okay, Oge Rose is the first one.
Adejobi, are you there? Vera, are
Or
you there?
Ruth, we can take like a quick 5-minute break. Meanwhile,
I'm here,
you
but
can
I'm
ask
not with my
everybody to
laptop
join.
yet.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm there, but I'm not with my laptop.
Okay,
I'm not
most
with
of
my
us are here,
laptop.
but we're not with a laptop. Let only Oge Rose share her screen, please.
Okay. So
Yes.
I'll share with Oge Rose. Meanwhile,
Yes.
other people, if they can log in from their laptop, that would be great.
No problem.
Okay. This is the username and password. And I'm sending you the link.